Hello students, I welcome you all for today's class. I hope everybody are doing good. So before we move on to today's class, we'll have a recap of what we learned in the previous class, okay? So first we looked into angles and we saw the parts of an angle, and next we moved on to the various types of angles followed by the angle measurement using protractor. In that we saw the steps to measure an angle and we solved exercise 4.2, right? So in today's class, we'll be discussing about points and lines, okay? So you'll be learning about collinear points, perpendicular lines, concurrent lines, okay? And we'll be solving problems on points and lines, okay? So we'll move on to the points and lines. So first we'll learn about points, okay? So consider the following example, students. Few days back, a girl went trekking with a younger brother, okay? She recorded the trekking on a camera. She says, "Look at the stars. They appear much brighter here than the city." His brother replies, "Yes, he also sees a group of stars that appears like a question mark," and asks his sister to help him out to draw. She says to first draw points showing the position of stars and then asks him to join. So students, in today's class we'll be learning about points, okay? So what are points? Points are generally represented by dots and named using capital letters, okay? And a point has no length, it has no width or height, okay? Points just specifies an exact fixed location and it is zero dimensional, okay? So what are points? Points are generally represented by dots and they are named using capital letters, okay? A point has no length, no width or height, okay? A point just specifies an exact fixed location and points are zero dimensional, okay? So the examples of points are the tip of a pencil, the corner of a box and a dot in a sheet of paper. So what are the examples of points? The tip of a pencil, the corner of a box and a dot in a sheet of paper are example of points, okay? Now we'll move on to lines, okay? Again, consider the following example, students. You have already seen this example in the previous video, okay? If we want to represent the horizon, how can we do that? As you all know, the horizon does not have an beginning or an end. It keeps on going in both directions, okay? So, we draw the line with arrows on both sides since the horizon keeps going in both directions, okay? So, we call this as a line. So, now we'll be moving on to what are lines, okay? So, line is defined as a line of points that extends infinitely in two directions, okay? It generally has one dimension, that is length, okay? So what is a line? A line is defined as a line of points that extends infinitely in two directions, okay? So line is a set of points that extends infinitely in two direction and it has only one dimension, that is length, okay? So a line is generally defined by 2 points and is written as shown below with an arrowhead, okay? So you generally represent a line with a double arrowhead, okay? So you'll be drawing arrowhead above AB, okay? This represents a line. So now we'll move on to the examples of lines. So the examples of lines are tightly stretched string, a crease of folded paper, the edge of a table, and the horizon. Okay, so these are all the examples of lines. So what are the examples of lines? They are the tightly stretched string, a crease of folded paper, the edge of a table, and a horizon. Okay, so these are the examples of lines. So now we'll move on to collinear points, okay? So what are collinear points? When all the points are on a line, we call such points as collinear points, okay? So a group of points that lie on a same line. Okay, so that lie on a same line is known as collinear points. Okay, so this will be the example of collinear points. You could see that A, P, Q and B, that is the point A, point P, point Q and point B all lie on a same line. Okay, so such points are called as collinear points. Okay, now look at these examples, students. In the first figure, you could see that A, F, B are on a same line, whereas G and H are scattered. Okay, so therefore A, F, B, G, H are not collinear points. Okay, they are non-collinear points. Okay, so what are non-collinear points? A group of points that don't lie in the same line. Okay, so such points are called as non-collinear points. Okay, so look at the second example. You could see that only A and D is lying on the same line, right? Points B, E, F and C are scattered. So such points are called as non-collinear points. Understood, students? So what are collinear points? When a group of points that lie on a same line is said to be collinear points. Okay, now we'll move on to perpendicular lines. So what are perpendicular lines? When two lines intersect at right angles, that is 90 degrees. So in the previous class, you learned about right angles, right? So what are right angles? Angles measuring exactly 90 degrees is said to be a right angle, okay? So when two lines intersect at right angles, we call them as perpendicular lines, okay? So this is an example of perpendicular line, okay? So both the line A, B and XY meet at 90 degree, okay? That is, they intersect at right angle 90 degree, okay? And these are also the examples of perpendicular lines, okay? So now we'll move on to concurrent lines. Okay, so what are concurrent lines? When many lines intersect at a single point, we call that point P as a point of concurrency and the lines are called as concurrent lines. Okay, so you could see that from the first image, three lines intersect at a single point P, right? So they intersect at a single point P and we call that point P as point of concurrency, okay? And the lines which intersect are called as concurrent lines, okay? Similarly, you could see the second image, three lines intersect at point O, okay? So O is called as the point of concurrency and the lines are called as concurrent lines. I hope you would have understood, students. So these are also the examples of concurrent lines. You could see that line A, B and C intersect at point E. Okay, so point E is called the point of concurrency and the line A, B and C are called as concurrent lines. Okay, similarly in the fourth image, you could see that line RS, CD, AB and PQ intersect at point O. Okay, so O is called as the point of concurrency and the lines RS, CD, AB and PQ are called as the concurrent lines. Okay. So now we'll be moving on to problems, students. I'll be solving exercise 4.3 for you all. Okay. Let's move to the first question in exercise 4.3. Okay, so the question is observe the diagram and fill in the blanks. Okay, so you are supposed to observe the figure over here and you should answer these questions. So the first one is they have asked A, O and B are dash points. You know that A, O, B, they all lie in the same plane, right? So when all the 3 points lie on a line, such points are called as collinear points, right? So the answer for this question will be collinear, okay? So A, O and B are called as collinear points, okay? So A, O and B are called as collinear points since all the 3 points lie on a same plane, okay? Let's move to the second subdivision. They are asking A, O and C are dash points. A, O and C. We know that A, O and C does not lie on a same line, right? So such points are called as non-collinear points, okay? So A, O and C are called as non-collinear points, okay? And we'll move to this third subdivision. They are asking A, B and C, okay? So A, B and C does not lie on a same line, okay? So even A, B and C are called as non-collinear points, okay? Now let's move to the fourth subdivision. They are asking dash is the point of concurrency, okay? So O is the point of concurrency, okay? So O will be the answer for this question. Understood, students? You are supposed to observe the figure and answer these following questions, okay? So when 3 or more points lie on a line, such points are called as collinear points. When such points do not lie on a same line means they are called as non-collinear points, okay? And O is the point of concurrency. Got it, students? Now we'll move to the second question. Draw any line and mark any 3 points that are collinear, okay? So what they are asking, you are supposed to draw any line in any direction, okay? And then you should mark 3 points that are collinear, okay? So first I'm going to draw a line. Okay, so first I'll be drawing a line. I'm going to represent this line as L, okay? Now I'm going to mark any 3 points they are asking, okay? So first I'll be marking this and I'm going to write A. We know that what are collinear points? When 3 or more points which lie on a plane are said to be collinear points, okay? When 3 or more points lie on a same line are said to be collinear points, okay? So first I have marked A, followed by B and then C, okay? Since they are asking only 3 points, I have marked 3 points, okay? So all these 3 points lie on a same line, okay? So such points are called as collinear points. Got it, students? So they are called as non-collinear points, okay? We'll move to the third question. Draw any line and mark any 4 points which are not collinear, okay? So you are supposed to draw any line in any direction and you should mark any 4 points that are not collinear, okay? So first I'll draw a line. Okay, so I'm going to represent this line as L, okay? So they are asking any 4 points that are not collinear, okay? So I am going to write A, B, C and D, okay? It is very clear that A, B, C, D are not collinear points, okay? Since D is not lying on the same line, right? I can even draw it as I'm going to represent this line as L. You can write it as A, B, D and I'm going to write the C point over here, okay? Even these points are non-collinear points, okay? I can even draw like this. So I'm going to represent this line as L and I can write A, D, B and C, okay? Even these points are not collinear, okay? So these are the 3 ways I have drawn, okay? So you can even draw in any direction. Got it, students? You can even draw the line in any direction and you can mark the points, okay? Now let's move on to the fourth sum, okay? Draw any 3 lines to have a point of concurrency, okay? What are concurrent lines? When many lines intersect at a single point, we call the point as a point of concurrency and the lines are called as concurrent lines, okay? So what are concurrent lines? When many lines intersect at a single point, such lines are called as concurrency lines and the point of intersection is called as point of concurrency. Okay, so now you are supposed to draw any 3 lines. Okay, so I'll be drawing any 3 lines. Okay, you can draw these lines in any direction. Okay, so I'm going to draw like this. So I've drawn 3 lines. Could you see? So I'm going to represent this line as L1, this line as L2, this line as L3. Okay, so I have drawn 3 lines and you should have a point of concurrency. Okay, so this will be the point of concurrency and I'm going to write it as O. So O will be the point of concurrency for these 3 lines. Got it, students? We'll move to the last sum in exercise 4.3. Okay, so the last question is, draw any 3 lines that are not concurrent and you should find the number of points of intersection. Okay, so what are concurrent lines? Just now we saw that when many lines intersect at a single point, such lines are called as concurrent lines and the point is called as point of concurrency. Okay, so they are asking to draw any 3 lines that are not concurrent. Okay, so I'm going to draw any 3 lines. Okay, you can draw in any direction. So first I'm going to draw like this. Okay, they are asking non-concurrent lines. Okay, so I'm going to represent this line as L1, this line as L2 and this line as L3. Okay, so they are asking us to find out the number of points of intersection. You could see that this will be 1 point of intersection, this will be 1 point of intersection and this will be 1 point of intersection. Okay, so there are 3 points of intersection. Understood, students? It is very clear that all these 3 lines doesn't have a single point of intersection, right? So such lines are called as non-concurrent lines. Okay, so there are totally 3 points of intersection in this figure. I hope you would have understood the problem, students. So that's it for today's class, students. Kindly copied out the sums which I've worked out on the whiteboard in your textbooks. Okay, so now I'll do a recap of what we learned in today's class. Okay, so first we looked into points and lines, right? So first we saw about points with the help of an example. So what are points? Points are generally represented by dots and they are named using capital letters. Okay, so a point has no length, width or height and a point just specifies an exact fixed location. Okay, a point is 0-dimensional. And next we saw the examples of points, which are the tip of a pencil, corner of a box and a dot in a sheet of paper. Okay, so these are the examples of points. And next we moved on to lines with the help of an example. So what are lines? A line is defined as a line of points that extends infinitely in 2 directions. Okay, so it has only 1 dimension, that is length, and a line is generally represented by a arrowhead. Okay, so above AB an arrowhead is drawn. Okay, so we represent a line by an arrowhead. Okay, and next we moved on to the examples of lines, which are the tightly stretched string, a crease of folded paper, a edge of a table and horizon. So these are the examples of lines. And next we moved on to the collinear points. So what are collinear points? When all the points are on a line, we call such points as collinear points. Okay, so we saw examples of collinear and non-collinear points. So what are non-collinear points? A set of points that do not lie on the same line. Okay, so such points are called as non-collinear points. Okay, and next we moved on to the perpendicular lines. And what are perpendicular lines? When 2 lines intersect at right angles, that is 90 degree, we call them as perpendicular lines. Okay, and we saw the images of perpendicular lines, and next we moved on to the concurrent lines. So what are concurrent lines? So when many lines intersect at a single point, we call that point as a point of concurrency, and the lines are called as concurrent lines. Okay, and then we saw the examples of concurrent lines. And next we solved exercise 4.3, right? So that's it, students. Now it's time for question and answer. So the first one is define a point. So what is a point? Point just specifies an exact fixed location, and a point has no length, width or height. Okay, so generally points are zero dimensional. Yes, very good. And the second one is what are collinear points? So when all the points are on a line, we call such points as collinear points. Okay, so when all the points lie on a same line, we call such points as collinear points. Excellent, students. Now I have attached the worksheets for you. Kindly write it in your notebook. Okay, thank you, students.